everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Guardians of Haven. It's the end of the world as we know it. Thank you for joining us for your weekly dose of superhero shenanigans and for this spectacular season finale for Guardians of Haven. My name is Alex, and I will be your humble game master this evening. Tonight, we are playing Mutants Masterminds, the world's greatest superhero RPG, which is produced by Green Ronin Publishing. It is a D20 system that focuses on exciting superhero action. The character creation system offers unlimited customization options to create your perfect superhero, and one of my favorite game mechanics ever is found in M&M, which is the use of hero points as a currency the players have that changes the fate of the story. These points can be used for rerolls, player scene editing, and even modifying or improving a character's powers in a pinch. Hero points are earned by leaning into genre tropes, acting heroically, good role-playing, jokes I think are funny, jokes I think aren't funny, and suffering setbacks just like superheroes in other media, and through your generosity. If you like, subscribe, or donate bits to the stream during our broadcast tonight, you are given a hero point to award to the hero or game master of your choice. We have gathered some divisive heroes tonight. Say goodbye, heroes.
Goodbye, heroes.
I want to give everyone a chance to tell us a little bit about themselves, the character they are playing, and have them answer my question of the day, which is, what is your character's favorite part about being a current or possibly former member of the Guardians crew? Starting with Calvin.
Oh, wow. Very called out.
Auspicious.
Well, hey, everyone. I'm Calvin. I'm playing Alara, the born ruler of Farside, the superpowered psychic from the moon. From the dark side of the moon, rather. Favorite part, I mean, honestly, Alara had there were some ups and downs and trials and tribulations and such, but she just had fun, I guess, with the crew. She doesn't get a lot of time to just make friends with people, and even though they were very busy doing a whole lot of different things, this was probably the first time she had actual friends that weren't just I don't know, people who wanted her for something and then mind controlled and stuff for a while. She had some actual connections there. And I don't know if those are gonna I'm not reading wait. Jonesy, you're right. That is also correct. She did quite enjoy getting to spend time with the captain, brief as it was. And with that, I guess I'll just pass it to our Captain Jonesy.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I am Jonesy. I will be playing the fabulous and flamboyant Flynn, the captain of the Mirian and this crew of heroes. Question mark. And as far as his favorite thing, during the course of the campaign, we learned that Flynn lost the couple that he was part of, a throuple that he was part of, and so he his found family, basically the crew was his found family. He went out of his way to find a family, and that was the goal that he had. And dysfunctional as it was, he got one. So, and hat rack. So, yeah. So with that, I will turn it over to my first mate.
Do you forget my name, Jonesy?
Yes, it's been a long day at work.
It's like,
It was there and then gone.
Gone.
Crewman number 5.
I think Flynn was deciding who the first mate was right then.
I was in suspense. I honestly didn't know who it was.
I'll just take that title like I took
Well,
the title of Starhaven's sovereign.
It was his first mate, his second mate, and his third mate, technically. So
It's true. Hi, everyone. I'm Andy. I'm here for our superhero shenanigans on Monday nights. You can also find me over on our website where I write blog posts, or over on our YouTube channel where I'm the host of the Storyforge series. I'm also here usually for when we do some one-shots. You can find me for certain one-shots when I'm able to make time in my schedule for them. Tonight, I am playing Aelin, our Arcanthian femme fatale. And to answer the question of the day, Similar to Jonesy's, to Flynn's, the found family, and the constant ability for her to mess with them, especially Alara and Ursa, and just the shenanigans that Aelin got up to with various random NPCs, like plopping down onto the lap of Hatrack and his partner in the back as we headed off into the wilds before we faced down the T-Rex and all that fun stuff. So with that, I will pass it up to Kevin.
Hello, I'm Kevin. I'm playing Chimera, who has no emotional attachment to anything that is happening. I exist merely to fulfill a purpose. What that purpose is, we haven't quite figured out yet, because there's lots of people running around inside Chimera's head. Will we find answers tonight, or will Alex leave all of you with a season-ending cliffhanger going, WTF? I think you know the answer to that question, but we're going to let it go there. Pass it over to
I wouldn't do
you.
that.
Yes,
That
you
doesn't
would.
sound like me. That sounds fake.
Yeah. Kat.
Thanks. Hey guys, I'm Kat. I am playing Ursa. You can find me here obviously on Mondays, and you're gonna see me in a couple of Christmas one-shots coming up because I love Christmas and I've already put up my tree and I'm very much looking forward to playing in those. As for Ursa, it's going to be very similar to everybody else's answers. Did Kevin answer the question today?
He has no emotional attachment to anything that's happened.
Right.
Lies and deception. He's got
Yeah.
attachment to Aelin.
Wow.
Boom. Okay,
I
but
don't
anyway.
know. I don't know that robot, is making passes, so you never know how it's going to turn out.
Ursa found in this group for the first time since her family, except for Alara, obviously died. She realized that people maybe will love her without expecting something from her. And she's really grown, I think, in that respect, to the point where she was able to, last episode, call her sister out on wanting her help to take over the world.
Yeah.
And I think that's not something that Ursa could have done at the beginning of the series. So the character growth that she's had because of this group is unbelievable. So I will pass it to Alex.
What is my favorite part about being a member of the crew? I guess Watson can answer that.
Oh, can he?
Betraying them at the end, of course.
No, that was his second favorite part. I don't know.
How warm it is under Alara's jacket.
Yeah, I was like, he really likes his spot under Alara's jacket. Is exactly what I was thinking.
Giving life to the toaster, fulfilling his mission, bringing peace to the galaxy.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah, Palpatine. Nice try.
I restored freedom and prosperity to my new empire. All right, well, I guess without further ado, we can go ahead and get started. So last week on Guardians of Haven, our heroes managed to defeat Conan Blood Ravager and her various soldiers and her big scary spaceship in one big knockout drag down fight for the future of the colony. Unfortunately, Albion, in his earnestness to impress the captain, shot down the ship and crashed it, killing all of the prisoners on board, including a Daedalus who is having a very bad time in the underworld right now, talking to Hades and Icarus about all sorts of things. And he will be back anytime in the next 2 weeks to 10 years. Stay tuned. After defeating Conan and restoring order to Starhaven, our heroes realized that somebody's going to have to control this place, and they have the authority to install a new leader for the colony. They reached out to a number of different people, basically saying that we're going to have a meeting at Preserver Hall. Show up, plead your case. We'll decide based on that. We also had a big fight between Alara and Ursa because the Moonstone was taken as Watson betrayed them and sucked Astaria into the toaster along with the ferryman and the half of the Moonstone that they had on them. Ursa said, hey, now that nobody has the Moonstone, we can go kick our aunt's ass. We don't need it. And Alara said, I still want it. And then they went their separate ways. Alara heading to the Farsighter delegation to board a starship for home and donning the fascistic uniform of Zothrok. Our heroes then arrived at Preserver Hall for the meeting where they found that Ogris was in attendance. He seemed to be cured from whatever the ferryman had done to him when the Moonstone was taken away. So we rejoin our heroes as delegates begin arriving for the ceremony at Preserver Hall. And I will pass it over to you all.
Aylin's going to look at Ursa when she walks into the hall and wander over to her. Something isn't right, is it?
Alara has gone to Farsight.
Why?
Watson and Toasty sent Astaria somewhere and mumbled some nonsense, and then he took our half of the Moonstone and said he was going to get the other. And I thought that maybe this would be a good opportunity for us to defeat our aunt, since she really is only powerful because she had the Moonstone. But that wasn't good enough for her. She wanted Moonstone, she wanted the power, and she wanted it all now. But I wouldn't leave you behind. So here I am.
Aylin will pull you into a hug, which suddenly becomes so much more tighter as the other two pop out and also give you a giant hug.
Ursa's crying a little bit.
Aylin will take one of her claws and wipe the tears out of your eyes and say, well, we thank you for coming back to us. We know it couldn't have been difficult, or we know it couldn't have been easy. God, wow.
That was like the easiest thing you ever done, huh?
That's the easiest thing you've ever done. We would have helped if it's any consolation.
I'm not saying that I won't still go after this, but I couldn't just leave, and I disagree with what she's trying to do right now.
Well, if you need another set of hands, I'm sure the captain and the rest of the crew wouldn't mind assisting you.
We'll talk about it when this is over.
Yes, for now we have quite the predicament. Your sister's knowledge would have been very helpful.
Yes, unfortunately, she does not like to think about others. Is that Ogris?
Why, yes, it is.
For the kids at home, Calvin is going to be playing the part of Ogris tonight instead of me.
Ursa will run over to Ogris.
Yeah, Ogris has
my
just been
God.
standing around sort of awkwardly, I think, being suddenly thrust into this room full of all the, well, many of the important people in Starhaven. So he's just kind of sticking close to Gruck at the moment, because Gruck is here too as well, if I recall correctly.
Gruck is here as well.
Ogris, I'm so happy to see you.
Ursa, what are you doing here? I just saw you up on the screen with the rest of the crew.
Yes, we called this meeting, of course.
Uh, okay. I mean, I was kind of wondering. I mean, everything that was going on. There's a lot that has happened, and I don't see Alara anywhere. Is she like organizing something, or
um,
I did have this other tape I wanted to give her.
Elora isn't here. She has decided that she cannot wait any longer for the Moonstone, and she has gone to get it.
The stone. I thought the stone was here or something.
We had half of it. It got taken from us. The thing who took it from us is going to get the other half. And while I think that it would be better if the Moonstone wasn't here at all, she disagreed and went to intercept the thing that took it. Watson, you'll recall.
That little preserver robot guy, right?
Yes, that little bitch.
So he took the stone, ran off, and Alara just followed him just like that? What about... I mean, this meeting thing seemed pretty important.
I agree. But my sister's has very hyper-focused mind.
Sure, but I mean, that doesn't seem like the sort of thing she should do. Did she say when she's coming back? Maybe it's just going to be a short trip. You know, wait a few minutes, maybe she'll change her mind.
I'm not confident that that is the case, but I would love to see her walk through those doors. And how did you get back? I'm so happy to see that you're okay, but she wanted the Moonstone partly because of you.
Because of me?
She thought it could help to bring you back. And now you're back without it.
Back from... I mean, we did that mind thing with that Eric guy, which I guess he's around here somewhere too, or maybe he left also. And then I remember her voice, and then I don't know what happened after that.
Ursa will look at Gruck.
But I got something on my face?
Can I talk to you? Alone?
No, this ought to be good.
She'll step off to the side. You have an explanation.
Do I have
What
an
did you do?
I didn't do shit.
He just walked up?
He woke up.
He just woke up.
I had him
When?
plugged into a life support machine, and then he woke up. I don't know,
When did he wake up?
like 30 minutes ago. Plot relevant time of your last fight with Alara.
When Ursa tries to reach her sister through their mind link, can she?
She gone.
Yeah, I figured that. Okay.
I was watching him, and then he woke up. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
That Angelique woman was helping me take care of his brain, but she said he was gone. As far as her psychic powers were concerned. You're the telepath. Why don't you look into his brain?
I'm telekinetic, Gruck, not telepathic. That was Alara.
Ah.
Well, thanks for the information. And
You
then
can-
she'll go back over to Ogris.
By this time, Ogris has like this tape he's filling within his hands.
She'll sort of look at the tape. What's that?
Oh, it's kind of stupid, I guess, but she seemed to like the other tape I gave her. She totally mispronounced the name of it. I guess she thought they were called shapes. But anyway, she liked it, so I was gonna give her another one.
You still can. There'll be time. She'll be back.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
I
she
hope
wouldn't
not,
leave.
says Gruck.
Brooke, come on. She wouldn't
Gruck.
leave, everyone behind, all her crew and her sister and other people, I assume.
She left you in a coma.
She
Gruck.
probably had a reason. I remember she was saying something, and it was just really hazy and confusing and hard to remember right now, but
I'll bow before me. I'm gonna be the queen of the fucking moon or something.
Gruck. Enough. August, I really appreciate your faith in my sister. I just hope that it's not misplaced. I have every faith in her that she'll make the right decision. But we must prepare ourselves if she doesn't. I am going to go talk to the crew and try to get this meeting started. It's so nice to see you. You have no idea.
Wait, before you go, you're more likely to be heading out of Starhaven than I am in the next while. They're gonna need a lot of help repairing everything. If you do see her, can you give her this tape?
Are you sure you don't want to wait and give it to her yourself?
Oh, do you think that would be better? This is my first time doing this sort of thing.
It's up to you. I'll take it if you want to, but either way.
Should we decide after we do this big important meeting thing?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
I think you should give it to her, big guy, because I hope you never see her again, to be frank.
No one asked for your opinion, actually.
I hope you never see her again either. She's toxic.
She's my sister.
We're gonna go stand over there. You're probably pretty busy. I'll try to catch you again after the meeting.
Okay. Ursa's gonna reach out and give Ogris a hug.
And yeah, he'll hug her back with his big old Wookiee body.
I want him to be my brother-in-law so bad.
And then he's gonna pull Gruck way away.
And Ursa will retreat back to the crew
I'm
and
just
tell
saying,
them generally what just happened.
I left all 357 of my siblings behind because they were toxic, buddy. She can't get rid of one sister. Psh.
Well, it's different.
Grumble, 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 grumble.
Rock the salt goblin.
But more people are arriving for the meeting. Is there anything that you all want to talk about or do prior to everybody filing in?
Captain, do we have an idea how we would like this to play out? Outside of us garnering massive wealth and power, of course.
A little bit. I'm about to say does not get repeated. I owe a lot to Mama Kiger, but I think having Mama Kiger in charge of Starhaven would be a misstep and not a very good use of her resources.
We actually agree with you on that, Captain. We think that giving Mima Kiger some semblance of power would go well to assuaging the debt that we owe her. But if we recall, she does owe us one as well.
So, yeah. and I definitely don't trust the humans. I know enough about their history to know them being in charge would probably be not the greatest step forward for Starhaven.
Chimera,
Yes, Mr. Seven.
the data you have available, can Starhaven survive without the Earthlings' assistance?
Give me an
Would that
expertise
be-
preserver tech check.
That's what I was hoping you were going to say. If my character sheet will open.
Expertise
Come on,
sociology,
Don't get crazy.
political anthropology.
Stop the madness. See how he is?
Expertise liberal arts? No? Okay.
That's only good enough to know that you won't survive
Ah,
without help.
hold on. Loading. Man. My video is running okay, but my computer is being a little slow. Here we go.
Loading.
Preserver tech.
Behind.
How's about a 25?
25 is pretty good. Wiki says her next character is going to have expertise Fook and Alex.
Yes.
A good
So-
skill.
Are you making an Alex Might wiki? Because that's the only way that works.
I don't want that.
I
I should
it
have said
now.
I don't want that because now it's going to happen.
Yes, that's pretty much how that works.
It's an imp
Everybody's
for the
playing.
fifth dimension named Alex.
Gross. But it's AL''EX.
Oh, I was thinking it was A apostrophe LAX.
Mm.
It's Alex.
Alex. But with a 25, you think that Starhaven does have the technological capability of sustaining itself without Earthling intervention. But it's going to require a lot of work on the part of Europa Light and Sewer, and you think it would be best if a bunch of the Chimera units came online to assist with that.
All right, so I will relay that information. Do I have the ability to activate other Chimera units, or is that?
As a matter of fact, since losing control a couple of times to the spirit inside you, you do have the ability to activate Chimera units.
So after passing that information along, I would say, Mr. Salen, I am capable of activating the requisite Chimera units to assist, should you deem that our course of action.
Well, it is not just our decision. We as a crew must decide. What do you say with that info, Captain? We are hesitant to throw the Earthlings off the moon just because they have done a decent job of providing a home for the wayward souls of the galaxy. We just don't want to see them completely in charge.
Exactly. I'm 100% there. Obviously, I don't think they need to be pushed off the moon. I think that their experience, expertise, and support would be highly valuable. I don't trust them to be in charge. We saw what happened. Well, maybe you don't know, but things didn't go as well as they could have when they were on Earth before relocating here to Starhaven.
We've heard enough rumblings of that time to know that was not a good one. Ursa? Anything that you were looking for with all of this? Besides the most obvious, most likely.
had been looking for some support to take back Farside, but I don't really know where that stands right now.
Do you think we would have to take it back from your sister instead of your aunt?
No, I worry that Elara is going to die and that we're going to have to take it back from our aunt without her.
Much worse than we were imagining, actually.
I don't think that Alara will try to kill me. I don't want the throne. I want her to have it. I've always wanted that. I'm not sure that it's going to be a successful endeavor with just her and the small group of soldiers that Eric sent with her. But obviously, I'll ask for volunteers.
Oh, we will go with you at the very least. So,
As for who rules this place, I really don't care.
so then, what do we need from Starhaven besides freedom to come and go as we please, never paying docking fees, never refueling the ship, never paying to refuel the ship, that is. Do we want to have some control over Starhaven, even if it is in a ceremonial or non-day-to-day type of role?
I feel that we should get more of a say of how it's run. If something goes wrong or something that we don't particularly like happens, I feel like we should be able to talk to whoever is in charge and help change that for the better.
So we want final say before anything happens. That could hold things up if we are not here.
Indeed. Maybe not final say on everything, but final say on particularly big things.
Do we have an idea what we would determine as a big thing if we leave it as vague as a big thing? We may never have a say, especially if, well, we know better than to place people into power that don't like us. She kind of, she'll bat her eyes at the captain.
What does everyone else think? Should we just hand it off?
Chimera, you must have run the numbers multiple different ways to determine some sort of outcome from this.
Indeed.
And what
Hey,
do
hey, GM, what are those numbers again? I only play a computer. I'm not actually.
What specific numbers are you interested in?
The success to failure ratio.
If you bring the Chimera units online, the success ratio is an 80%. If you don't bring them online, it's looking more like a 40%, with that number increasing every year that Starhaven maintains its independence.
And is that without the
Without
Wait,
the
you
fleet
say
assistance?
increasing?
Yeah,
Increasing over time.
success rate increasing over time.
Okay.
But the first couple of years would be hard without human help. Lots of aliens would die.
I will play the clip from Phantom Menace where the governor says, the death toll is catastrophic. No, I'm just kidding. Chimera wouldn't do that. Just because I would.
Chuck is thinking it really hard.
That's true. He is. See, Chuck likes the prequel, so he could say that.
Yeah, Chuck's a millennial. He gets it.
Yeah, see? Mistress Aelin, the odds are significantly decreased without human participation. The death toll would be significantly higher without human participation.
No, I said catastrophic. Said Chuck in your brain.
Quiet, Chuck. Oh, sorry.
And the numbers, if we stay in some sort of control versus taking our spoils and leaving everything to those we put into power.
Nudge, nudge, GM.
Your continued existence on Starhaven increases the chances of survival by 15%.
Our continued participation will further enhance the chances of success by 15%.
Probably reduce the amount of death by 5%.
As well as play a small role in reducing the number of deaths.
So we have to be around to have some sort of say in this. We shouldn't kick all of the humans off of Starhaven. And we have to do enough to satisfy every interested party here in some way, shape, or form.
I should also qualify that statistics are only valid with a large sample size. Individual results may vary greatly, depending on a number of unknown and unforeseen variables.
Chimera, you do get the impression that giving control of the settlement back to the Chimera units would be the most efficient means of keeping the colony safe.
Of course.
Yes, and thereby increasing suspicion of me. But anyway, for full disclosure, the Chimera units are designed to operate the facility, so the maximum chance of success would be to turn the care of Starhaven over to the Chimera units.
Don't know what the Prophet plans to do, especially with an artifact of such power. We
Are
would be
Chimera
hesitant.
units hackable?
Yes.
Well, yes, I believe was demonstrated a short time ago. That is a possibility.
Who knows what the preservers did when they created them that would allow the Prophet to do whatever he wanted with Starhaven if so many chimeras were reactivated.
Chimera, you think that there is something about the human aspect of your body that makes you hackable?
Is that not standard procedure for a Chimera unit?
The Chimera units are made from other organic beings, but you are the first that is made of a human.
Ah. Perhaps my case is unique because I am based on a human as a carbon life form. The other Chimera units use different life forms, perhaps are not as susceptible to hacking.
If you manage to force 200 Chimera units to be made from humans, you could probably build a sustainable workforce that would be safe from the influence of the Prophet. But you'd have to melt 200 humans down into goo.
Ah,
Perhaps we should start the meeting and see what ideas everyone else has.
Wow. We had
And
to go
obviously,
into
we get the final say.
we had to go into the meeting with some idea of what it was we wanted, lest we lose out entirely.
Indeed.
Captain, we'll turn the floor over to you then. We're here if you need us.
I wish Alara had stayed. She was always good at this.
Speaking of Alara,
I love how he segues.
meanwhile,
Alrighty.
elsewhere in the solar system, Alara, your vessel is coming out of hyperspace on the outskirts of the Earth's moon. Or I guess the moon's moon?
Mm,
I don't know how you would refer to it being from the moon.
Luna.
Earth is the moon's planet, and the moon's is the moon.
Who is the satellite of who?
You are the satellites. You are much bigger.
From a certain point of view.
Once upon a time, people believed the sun revolved around the Earth, so it's all about
Earth
that
looks
perspective.
pretty small from here.
That's true. Everybody knows the moon's bigger than the Earth. Look at it.
Just like the moon is flat.
Oh,
Still
not
no.
this.
Everyone knows the Earth is made of blueberries.
Moonberries.
Oh God! Today, one of the teenage conspiracy theorists was talking about how do we know there's only 7 continents? Maybe there's like 30. I'm pretty sure the whole planet's been photographed from orbit. We kind of know.
We passed
We
elementary
kinda
school
know.
math.
We're,
God,
we're,
we
we're
know.
past it. How do you know it's not? They're not lying. Why? First of all, how would you get the world governments to agree on anything, much less a vast cover up of, 23 more
Mhm.
continents?
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you a secret. Don't tell anybody else, and then let me know how fast it comes back to me from somebody else. That's how I know it's not a conspiracy. The only way to keep a secret is to never tell anybody. So, Alara, you have come out of hyperspace in the Farside ship alongside your ragtag band of Farside commandos. Pretty much everybody who was left over after the invasion and after Zoth got rid of a bunch of people. And as you arrive in orbit of Luna, you do see that there is a ring of Aegis space vessels blockading the moon, along with 2 Earthling superheroes.
So, wow.
It's
Wow.
Bowman. Holy shit.
Spacesuit.
Why do you think I talk like this? I'm breathing vacuum all the time.
Moon arrow. Moon arrow.
It's not Bowman.
Oh my gosh.
It's vacuum voice. I'm telling you.
Bubble Man.
So yeah, she's
You do see one of them is dressed or contained in a white and blue suit of some description with a long flowing cape. And he
No.
is floating next to a
A
woman in a
Even
gold
better.
breastplate and a blue jumpsuit.
Even better than Bowman.
okay. Sorry, what was the first one again?
The first one's Thunderbolt.
Okay.
You can identify him by the broken heart on the outside of his exosuit.
Ah!
So yeah,
Supposed to be in
she's
this game.
oh of all the 2 people.
Different game trauma. It's not supposed to be in this game. The trauma's
supposed to-
spilling.
You're
Trauma-
not supposed to be in the stream.
Trauma in absentia.
You're not in this issue, Thunderbolt.
That's why they call it an issue.
Oh.
Oh my god.
And they see your ship come out of the jump gate, and they're going to fly over and intercept you.
Okay.
As
And yeah,
Ricky said in chat, Earth is closed.
she's sitting in like the, I guess, captain's chair. She did take a sort of commander's coat. She still has it open though, showing off her midriff because she's still a hottie. And she's just she's
Pulling
just
it
like,
all out for the final.
look, it's very important to me. That was a key part of the character description. I need to keep it. And yeah, she was just like in the chair, just casually. I don't want to describe it as this, but it's kind of like the Jarl's pose from Skyrim. But when she sees these 2 figures, would she recognize them at all?
Give me an expertise Earth lore check.
Do not have that.
You have well informed.
Let me check. I don't think so. No,
You have eidetic memory?
I do.
Go ahead and give me
There you
an intellect check. With a +5.
Then add 5 to. So that's 23.
Yeah, you know who these are. These are 2 members of the Freedom League, Thunderbolt and Centuria.
Okay.
You know they work with Daedalus.
That's gonna be her in.
Daedalus would argue for Daedalus, but with 4, who keeps score?
Daedalus.
Definitely Daedalus. And
So, yeah, as they
Thunderbolt will
approach-
fly up, and as he does, the static electricity field sort of builds around him, and your onboard radio begins to crackle and speak to you. Attention vessel. Far side is closed.
Our side is closed. On what grounds? On whose orders?
It is being quarantined for the safety of the people of this solar system.
Quarantined. What are you keeping contained? Is it just Lady Luna? Because I need to depose her.
You mean to depose her?
That's why I'm here.
So, like, what are you, like an interstellar conqueror or something? Because we don't have time for that right now.
Hardly a conqueror.
Are you that Prince Rokar guy? Do you know him?
We've met. No, I'm nothing to do with him. I'm simply coming back for what is mine, actually.
Hold, please.
Does he play hold music?
No, he doesn't play hold music.
Oh, missed opportunity.
I don't think Ray is happy enough to do anything like that.
It could be sad hold music.
He's by Centuria's side. What more does he want?
Plays sad hold music. Sad Hulk music plays on the radio.
Oh wow!
Why does his hold music sound like Sarah McLachlan in the 90s?
Oh crap! It's the 90s again.
Excuse me, Far Side Conqueror would be. Mentak doesn't know who you are, so.
Wait, Mentak? He knows who I am. Tell him it's Ayla.
Hold, please.
The life of a burgeoning supervillain. The waiting game.
It would be easier.
Oh, we find out the hold music is the villain's origin.
Yep.
I'm not going to customer service again. I'm taking what I want. Mentak is requesting a meeting with you on Earth.
Can he not meet me on the ship?
He's on Earth.
I'm rather pressed for time, actually.
Well, you're not getting on this moon.
You know, I'm close friends with Daedalus, who I'm sure you know. Perhaps,
That's where we've
actually,
seen you.
What?
We got a incident report from Starhaven about some criminals who were trying to overthrow the government.
Overthrow the government? No. We actually saved the government from an invasion, one that you might not have noticed all the way over here.
Thunderbolt looks at Centuria.
Does he say things?
I guess he doesn't have a face. He can't really give you a look. The blank expression on his face is like, what do you think about this?
Centuria is like, like, she'll just shake her head no.
Yeah, we got photographs of you attacking Daedalus in the robot forge.
That was not Daedalus. Strange story, actually. Wait, did we ever figure out that was...
A Gru?
Did we
Yes.
as the characters figure that? Okay. Just had to double check. She'll say, no, that was actually a Gru taking his identity. We stopped the Gru, we rescued Daedalus from being kidnapped. I'm not sure if that's something you've had to deal with before, but we were able to save him.
No, Daedalus has never been kidnapped.
We also saved his son. Don't know if you knew.
I'm gonna
Any
call
of that,
Daedalus to
so-
verify this.
You may need to...
More to route the call.
I'm not sure if you're going to be able to reach him for the moment. Things got rather hectic during the siege of Starhaven, and Daedalus, unfortunately, is... Well, I suppose he's going to need some time. That's how he works, right? He's dead for some time, and then he comes back.
You're saying
If
Daedalus is
Centuria
dead?
talks, if Centuria talks, can Alara hear her?
Yes. Well,
Because,
Thunderbolt can close the line.
like, so you're saying that the
She's
only
a supervillain, right? We're sure about that?
yeah, like
that's the vibe I'm
the only thing that she has, she's now saying Daedalus is indisposed. Does that mean dead?
She said dead.
She said dead.
Yeah, she said that he's dead and he comes back after a while.
So she's trying to use a dead man to vouch for herself. Well, that doesn't even make sense. That doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah, no.
No, I think we got to take this one in.
You're coming to Earth.
No, I don't have time to go to Earth.
Well, you're not going
There's
to
a
the moon.
robot and a toaster, and they're going to attack my aunt, and they're going to take this magic stone from her, so I need to go down there right now.
You know about the
Robot.
toaster?
What? Do you know about the toaster?
We're going to bring you in for questioning.
No, well, there's others who can vouch for me. There were some Earth heroes that we met before. Lightning something. Storm something.
Lightning
ask them.
something?
Storm Busters or something like that. Look, we didn't really exchange names.
Thunderbolt looks at Centuria. He's like, she knows I'm the lightning superhero, right? Like, is she
Maybe
trying to
there's
say
another
that I
lightning
know
super-
her?
There was a tentacled one that I took something of a liking to. They were fun.
Oh God, is she talking about that group from Emerald City?
Are you talking about that group from Emerald City?
Sure, yes.
You're coming to Earth. Centuria, grab the ship.
Will do.
Can this really not wait?
No, we have questions. And he, as he says that, his voice kind of crackles through the control panel along the front of the ship and the power switches off.
What have you done to my ship?
Just switching it off so you don't do anything reckless. If what you're saying is true, Professor Cephalopod and Mentak will vouch for you. But you're
Sure
still
they
not
will.
going to the moon today.
At the very least, can you tell me what has happened on the moon that you need to quarantine it? Has something changed?
Yeah, Toaster showed up and declared itself the king of everything.
Damn it.
And it
Shoot.
made a bunch of people really sick.
Well, that toaster happened to actually was crashing on my couch for a while. If you maybe we can help each other then.
That's the most insane sentence I've heard all week. And Centuria and Thunderbolt are going to guide the Farsighter ship down to Freedom City if Alara's not going to resist.
She will tell the crew to stay on alert until we see Mentak or Professor Cephalopod, who she will give a description of.
Perfect. Meanwhile, back at the Preserver Hall, Flynn, you were just about to call the meeting to order.
Yep. So I look for something heavy, big stone, rock, sphere, paperweight, whatever. Walk up to the desk, and I'm assuming people are chit-chatting and murmuring amongst themselves.
Yes.
desk.
Everyone will sort of turn to look at you.
So it's been an eventful. Insert appropriate time, length of time
Amount
here.
of time.
Centon. We'll go with Battlestar Galactica.
Here at the Haven, and unfortunately, the forces of the Imperium did quite a number on the city. We lost a great many citizens, and unfortunately, amongst them were the leaders of Starhaven. So now it's up to us to figure out what happens now.
Everyone sort of looks at one another. You do see there is Praetor Eshe alongside Corporal Antilligs as well as Hatrack and a bunch of Aegis and Unison representatives. Rayla Vaughn, who is Tamira Vaughn's second in command and cousin, is there alongside a few lore and some other senators from the local Starhaven Senate. Gruck and Ogris are there with a bunch of the members of Europa Light and Sewer. You see a chairwoman there who is dressed sort of imperiously, Nox Temuin. She's accompanied by some other lore and other alien sympathizers. You see Deb standing on one of the conference tables, dressed in a very sparkly white dress with a blonde wig. Gluza is standing over next to her, and sort of standing off by himself is Anshisis, the Hexam leader of Sea Haven.
And isn't Dako Taku here in his robot form too?
Yes, he is. Well, it looks like his original body, but it is it's an android.
So, obviously, you don't want a crew of pirates in charge.
Obviously, says Praetor Eshe.
But
What about a crew of heroes? She'll wink at Praetor Shea.
Look, I'm happy to pin medals on you, but you're not civic leaders.
Unfortunately, that's not for you to decide.
so we need to sort this out, and I'm sure everyone has a strong opinion about who should be in charge. But
Immediate cacophony. People yelling all over each other.
Not a cacophony. That's a rabble.
but let's just put it this way: you weren't in charge before, you're not going to be in charge now.
Ray Levon will step forward and say, it sounds like in that case we will continue as a Low Republic outpost. And I will be assuming my cousin's position as Prime Consul.
And there will be an enclave assigned to help you, which will have representatives from each of the other factions on it.
And Praetor Shea will say, that's not going to work for us anymore.
That's too bad then. I guess we'll have to find someone else to fill the role.
Humanity has spent too many resources and lost too many lives on this moon to justify us remaining here in an advisory capacity.
I didn't say advisory capacity.
We will be
I think
taking
every other-
control of the settlement
think-
if you want Earthling assistance.
This isn't Earth.
It's our solar system.
Mighty white of you.
I'm sorry.
I have spoken with Aegis and Unison back on Earth, and they have informed me that this experiment is not viable for us any longer. And if we are going to continue committing so much, then we have to benefit from it.
Benefit how?
Militarily, technologically.
We would be okay with you using this as an outpost to observe and report back. But Starhaven is not a training ground for new soldiers.
And it will never belong to you.
You are free to think that. But if the Starhaven government does not dissolve and an Aegis task force put in its place, Earth will be leaving.
Your boss might have something to say about that.
My boss is saying that. Daedalus, bleeding heart that he is no longer around to say anything about it.
Yes, but Aegis is a government organization that has to answer to civilian authorities.
This is coming straight from the president.
But the president of the United States doesn't speak for the whole world. You're making claims on behalf of the entire planet when you represent just one of many governments. This is not logical.
We are the government that spent the most money to put you all here. We've lost the most lives, keeping you safe.
Curious, my understanding of representative democracies does not include in its philosophies that he who brings the most money gets the most power.
Haven't you ever been to America?
I have not. I've simply had to take you at the wording of your documents and philosophies rather than observe them in practice.
Besides, we weren't welcome on Earth. You all moved us here, away from where we could observe you. And you took all of that upon, your governments took that all upon themselves to do that, to spend millions, if not billions more, to transport us halfway across your solar system, to drop us on a moon that was barely functioning as a way to wipe their hands of the alien incursion on your world. All because we, or at least others like us, came to your world in search of sanctuary. Does not your Lady Liberty say, give us you're tired, you're poor, you're hungry? She does not ask for what we can give you in return. She accepts those who show up on her shores.
So unless your president is ready and has Congress's and Senate's approval to put seats in Congress and the House of Representatives and the Senate for the state of Starhaven, you need to sit down and shut up.
I will take your words home.
Anyone else have anything valuable to say?
Gluza will step up and clear her throat. I am here representing the interests of Mama Kiger and several of the other grassroots heroes of the siege of Starhaven. And it is our belief that the old government is not capable of providing for all of its citizens in a fair and even-mannered way. We have worked with a number of people who have had to bring additional supplies in to satiate people's basic needs. We have worked with Trinity. We've worked with Captain Flynn. We've worked to make this place better for everyone who lives in Starhaven, not just the political elite. And it is Mama Kiger's belief that we would be better off if we weren't ruled by bureaucrats and Republicans and senators and chair people. We could be the real safe haven that we claim to be for everyone. To that end, Mama Kiger presents herself as a possible leader for Starhaven. Or regent on behalf of the illustrious heroes who saved our lives. And she sort of bows, her head low. And I think
Not
fuck the
happening.
Earthlings. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. You little pink bastards.
This is what's going to go down. For the next 60 days, the city will be overseen by 3 people. Mama Kiger being one of the 3. Just to hold the fort down while elections can be held. There will be one chancellor for Starhaven, and there will be representatives from each of the districts. And districts will be broken up to 5 districts. And there'll be 2 representatives from each of the districts. Any laws that get passed, any regulations that get passed, have to be done through a majority of that council. Unless you come up with a better alternative in those 60 days and want to present it to everyone, that's how it's going to be. And that way, everyone that lives in Starhaven can pick a representative from their district, in their neighborhood, from their part of the city, to have a say.
Everybody seems happy with that. Except for the humans.
Humans would get a say if they stuck around.
Humans are never happy with anything.
It's very true.
It is the way.
It is the way.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
That's right. Humans never take their masks off up here either. There must be Mandalorians.
As for ourselves, Captain, there are some things that we would like from all of you for giving back control of Starhaven, for taking care of the siege, for evading capture while all of you, save for a few, thought we were worthless criminals. And I think at this point, Aelin will probably just present a document that says what the crew wants.
What the crew wants, what the crew needs.
He went there. He did that. That
That
was
was the thing that happened.
That just
That
happened.
was the thing. Yeah.
It's
I
on the
loved
internet
it.
forever.
I love that so much.
But you love Arctic Fox too. So.
He's a good man.
He's a great man. So everybody sort of reviews the terms. They agree with it except for the humans who have stormed off. And they begin planning their campaigns to be elected, various politicians in the area. Once the group sort of breaks apart for that, and Shesis is going to come up to you all. Again, a Hexam in a containment suit full of water. Sort of a 6-legged squid monster man.
Off color. Professor Cephalopod.
Yep. And she says, "Well, look at you and say, I didn't come here to discuss the future of Starhaven's government. I came here to speak to the heroes of the hour. Starhaven wasn't the only part of our planet or our moon that was affected by the invasion. And Sea Haven is having a crisis of its own. I would like to employ your aid to solve what happened during the crisis and to investigate further some of the mysteries of this moon."
Oh. Gainful employment is always welcome, though none of us are adaptable to your environment as
Well,
easily.
Your Chimera unit is, but we have exploration pods and suits and the like to accommodate you. No. Wiki redeemed a hydrate and I'm out of water.
Drink your tears.
Wow.
Don't tell him that. He's going to start with the more trauma so he can drink our tears, because that's the only tears he's
No.
creating.
He can't reach our tears. He can't drink them.
Stream's going on hold for 40 minutes. I'll be right back.
Oh.
Is this an immediate threat? Is your like lives in danger like as we speak?
Not immediately, but we have found more Gru among us. And there are a race of aquatic Gru down there that have been trying to infiltrate our settlement. And I thought that we could defend ourselves alone without the interference of the surface world, but the oceans here are much deeper and vaster than where I come from. And I have received reports about these preserver stones. Star charts with their locations. And a preserver facility that seems to be online, keeping track in real time of where they are and what they're up to.
Could be handy to have in our back pocket, Captain.
Yeah. I think we can assist. There's a reason I was asking about the pressing dangers because we do have a crew member that's in their own pressing danger at the moment. So
Well, and he'll give you the coordinates of the Dark Well, which is this big elevator that goes down to the bottom of the subsurface ocean where Sea Haven is.
Oh.
And look forward to your assistance.
We think maybe you should think of having some say up here in Starhaven, lest they forget about you entirely.
Our people would prefer if that happened.
unfortunately,
Perhaps in some ways, but
fallout from here tends to float down to your level.
yes. That was our thought as well.
Perhaps I will send a representative to this government you're building. That is something we can decide after we review the issue.
We gave them 60 days to get their shit together, so
And he will thank you for your assistance, and he will start heading back to the Darkwell.
I might have to retrofit the ship.
Albion will be very happy to have more things to play with.
I'm a submarine!
He's got the Beatles on loop.
Can I get a yellow coat of paint? No!
Yes, my face is a yellow submarine.
Well, Captain, I think we have we think we have put things into motion here, shall we head off after our erstwhile Clara?
Sure, so when are you gonna pull your sister's ass out of the fire?
I need to talk to August really quick before we go.
Of course.
She'll walk over to August where she hopes he's still hanging around.
Augur
he's-
says as Ursa walks up, Gruck is like, you know what? I'm gonna run for office. I'm gonna be a senator.
Jesus.
Really? You're gonna be a senator?
I will speak for the light and sewer guys.
You know, that's actually not a bad idea. I just don't know if you know, you're kind of busy actually. I don't know if you need to be the one doing it.
I'm not. I mean, I'm not any more busy than you are.
I mean, we're somewhat equally busy.
And
But
somebody's
you
got to
more
get these
so.
fuckers in line.
Maybe with a softer touch than what you're proposing.
Nah. That's the problem with politicians is they lie to your face, and then they kick
not
you in the
sister.
nuts. I'm gonna kick you in the nuts and tell you about it.
I
That's my
guess
campaign
being-
slogan. I'll be right back. And he runs off to go write some stuff down.
Oh no.
August,
Ursa,
we're off to find my sister. I was wondering if I could give her the tape for you. Hopefully as a way of getting her back. Think she'd be more inclined if she knew you were alive.
of course. And I'll go fishing through his many pockets and then take out the tape.
But maybe you could work on another one. I don't know how many Earth songs there are.
Plenty of songs. It's just hard to get tapes here.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, I'll try to bring her back to you.
You- I mean, you don't have to bring her back to me specifically, but her being back here would be nice.
Don't think that she'll have a problem with coming back to you.
That does sound familiar.
Well, thank you for liking my sister.
Of course. Why wouldn't I?
Be surprised. Well,
Before
we're
you-
about to leave.
Before you turn to leave, Aylin's gonna walk up and just push Gruck in the back and go, because it's not Aylin, it's Bronze at this point. It's Braun at this point. Come on, lover boy, you're coming with us.
You mean August?
Yes.
Well,
I'm not
oh.
going anywhere with you.
God bless it, August. Come on, lover boy, you're coming with us.
Right now?
Yeah, right now. We're gonna go get your sweetheart back. The only way she's gonna listen to any of us is if you're with us.
That's a good point, and then you can give her the tape yourself.
If you think that'll help.
I do.
Okay. Gruck, just hold off on working on your campaign till I get back.
He's already gone.
He's
Oh.
gonna be mad.
That's gonna be a problem.
That's 100% the only way he would let you go. Also, I'm
Well-
so here for when Calvin has to talk to Calvin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes!
There was method to my madness.
I knew it. No.
Well, joke's on you, because guess who's going to interrogate you on Earth? Bowman.
Oh, no.
And then August is going to come to Earth, and then there's going to be Bowman, Alara, and August all in the same scene.
You're
next-
giving
the
away
next
my
half-
secrets.
The next half of our episode is just Alex and Calvin. Just to
Yeah.
let you guys all know.
Well, as our heroes head off to go rescue Alara from a Freedom League interrogation room, I think that is a good point for us to take our quick break. So we're gonna get up and stretch our legs, grab a drink so I can do a hydrate properly, grab a snack, go to the bathroom, whatever they need to do. So we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. See you soon.